Hello friends, welcome to that 1870s homestead. My name's Rachel and welcome to Rachel's holiday cooking extravaganza. I'm going to be bringing you a cookie video as many days in a row as I can leading up to Christmas. And today we're going to make a really fun one that I've never made before, but it sounds delicious and I have the ingredients, so I thought, why not? Let's give it a try. And we're going to be making Eggnog Snickerdoodles. So that'll make a great new addition to the cookie platters that we give away every year. I've got my Christmas jammies on. I'm ready to go. And it's going to be, if you've ever made snickerdoodles before, it's a pretty quick recipe to throw together. And you can jazz it up and be something different for your cookie plate. So come down here with me and we're going to get going. Okay, so real quick, the ingredients that you're going to need on hand are baking soda, flour, room temperature egg, half a cup of butter, some eggnog, cinnamon sugar, nutmeg, and regular sugar. And you can add rum extract, but since mine already has like an alcohol flavor in my eggnog, I'm not going to be adding anything additional to it. Okay, we're going to go in with our half of a cup of butter. And it's somewhat softened. It's room temperature. It should be softened well, but I'm going to use what I've got. And then we're going to just beat this till all light and fluffy. Scrape down the sides at least once to make sure that you're getting all that butter and sugar combined well. I'm going to go back in and then we're going to add our egg. All right, we're going to add our egg that's been sitting out at room temperature. I'm going to give that a mix. At this time, you would mix in your rum extract if you were adding that, but we're not. Let's mix that together. And how much eggnog? Half a cup. We bought this for Thanksgiving and it didn't get used, so we'll use it up. Eggnog stays good for a long time. Half a cup. Have any of you tried making it homemade? I've never tried that. It seems a little intimidating, but I think we could with the amount of eggs that we have. Maybe next year. All right, let's get that mixed in. All right, I got 2 3/4 cups of flour in here. We're going in with half a teaspoon of baking soda, and then we need some nutmeg. Okay, I found my grater, not grinder, and I like to use whole nutmeg. It's, I think, a completely different flavor and it's just so much better than store-bought pre-ground. And you need like half a teaspoon. Yeah. Okay, we'll call that good. And then we're going to mix this in. I'm not going to bother with the beaters anymore. I'm just going to use my spatula and get that all incorporated. Oh, whoops. I didn't say salt because I'm using salted butter. If you weren't using salted butter, you would need a half a teaspoon of salt. And then this has eggnog glaze that you put on top of it, and you're rolling it in a cinnamon and nutmeg sugar before you bake it. It's gonna smell yummy in my house. Do you guys do cookie platters when you for your neighbors, for your family, for company when they come over? I do. Anytime I go to an event or a gathering, we do cookie trays. And I just love giving them to our neighbors every year. I love sharing them with friends and family. And the last couple of years I've gotten a little lazy and I've only done like my favorites. And sometimes it's fun, like not my favorites might not be everyone else's favorites. So mixing it up and adding a few new ones. But I got a lot of ideas, old standards that I'll share with you, like the coconut macaroons and our magic bars and my sugar cookies, like the cutouts. I've already made 2 batches of those this year. And what else? Okay, so this dough is wet, sticky at this point in time. I'm gonna throw this in the fridge just for like 30 minutes to firm it up a little bit so I can roll it into balls. Okay, while that's chilling, we can go ahead and get started on our cinnamon sugar that we need to roll it in. And anytime I make cinnamon sugar, of course you could make it in a big batch, but I only really make it this time of year for things like monkey bread and rolled cookies and cinnamon rolls. So when I have leftover, I keep it in a container. And so you need about a 1/2 cup of cinnamon sugar. And then to that, we're gonna add some nutmeg. I'd say 1/3 of a teaspoon to a 1/2 teaspoon. I'm just gonna grate till I think it looks good. I wish you guys could smell it. It smells so good. Get all that nutmeg incorporated into our cinnamon sugar. Okay, I'll be back when it's time to roll them up in balls. We can go ahead and also preheat our oven to 350. Okay, I just pulled out my dough out of the fridge, nice and chilled. It was only like 20 minutes. Time for me to go out and feed the chickens a little bit and get eggs and clean up my mess. And just like tablespoon size balls, and then we're just gonna roll it in the sugar. Now these will spread on the pan, so you do wanna space them out about 2 inches, both from the edges and each other. And you do want to bake these probably 1 sheet at a time so that they evenly cook well. And luckily for me, I already have a glazed mixed together from when I did sugar cookies yesterday, my cutouts. So we're just going to take some of that glaze, and it's like piping consistency now, and I'm just going to be adding a little bit of eggnog to it to thin it out just a little bit. But if you didn't already have like a glaze prepared, you could prep a glaze while this is in the oven with just powdered sugar and eggnog, and even throw in a little bit of additional nutmeg if you wanted to. And that's what you're going to glaze it with. Now you can, you know, just dunk in glaze, or you can be cute and leave it thicker in consistency and do some fun little snowflakes or something like that on top. But I think we're just gonna dunk and go. And let's talk about saving these, right? So we're really early in the season. It is December 10th, I believe. And so storing these in an airtight container, they'll probably last a week or so. But I would imagine after 3 or 4 days, they're going to lose their softness and chewiness. But I'm going to freeze these. I'm going to show you guys the making of the glaze just for a little bit, because I do have a party I'm prepping for coming up on Friday. No, actually it's Sunday. So maybe I won't do the glaze right now. That's too much. And I plan on Ziploc bagging these and putting them in the freezer, and then pulling out what I need, like day of preparations of any tray, and then we'll glaze them at that time. Does that make sense? So all of these cookies I'll be sharing with you. Let me share with you a few more ideas. So we're going to do some biscotti. I did some biscotti a couple years ago, and it was a really big hit. So we're going to be doing a few different biscottis, and we're going to be doing some Scottish shortbread. I like to do a shortbread every Christmas. I told you about the coconut macaroons. Oh, we're going to do a cherry coconut snowdrop. We're going to be doing the, what do you call them? Either the Mexican wedding cakes or the Russian tea cakes or the snowballs. I always love those. I think I'm going to try this year some pecan tassies. They're like my favorite and I've never made them. So we'll try those. And we're just going to have a lot of fun baking together over the next couple weeks until Christmas. I think it'll be fun. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 20 cookies. I think I'm easily going to get 2 dozen, a little over 2 dozen cookies. So we're going to bake these now at 350 for 10 to 12 minutes. Okay, while those are baking though, let's get a glaze. I'm going to go ahead and mix some up and then I can just store it in the fridge. So I've just got like a good heaping tablespoon of my normal royal icing. And I'm just going to put a little dab of eggnog to it until I have it the consistency I want. So maybe all in all, a teaspoon and a half to that tablespoon of royal icing. That's something I like to think about come cookie baking time is what base doughs can you make that you can just either add a little something to make a completely different cookie, or one glaze like this that you can add different flavors to, whether it be cocoa powder, coffee liqueur, coffee extract, to make different flavors for whatever you're going to be making. Okay, I think that's good. Yep. I'll pack this one back up. And we'll put our eggnog away. And we'll be ready. We're going to let those cookies, though, cool before we do any glazing. So I'll see you guys back when they come out of the oven. Alrighty. Woo! Look good. All right, I don't like mine that puffy, so I'm going to show you what I'm going to do. One second. Grab my little pickle pecker tool, and I'm just going to barely press down on them to make them kind of flattish. I find it helps keep the moisture in a little bit. I don't know if that makes sense, but it's not so much air in there to dry things out. Okay, I got 6 more cookies. So altogether that's 26 cookies this recipe made, which is great. But I'm gonna ice one with you guys. The rest of this I'm just gonna throw in the fridge because I'm not ready for it right now. So I thought I was gonna dip them, but I don't want all the cinnamon sugar in my icing. So I think what I'm going to do is just dab like an edge. And I took this one because it was the only one that kind of got funky on the edges. So I won't give this one away. And then I'm going to jazz it up for Christmas with some gold sprinkles. Wow. Isn't that cute? It just goes together so well. Yeah, I think so. Want me to have a bite with you? Okay, fine. I think Todd's looking like he wants a bite.
You good? It smells amazing.
I would have added more nutmeg, to be honest with you, because you get it, but it's not, I could do more. Moist, really moist and chewy inside. So it has a happy Christmasing at your house. Happy baking. I hope this just brings you a few more inspiration ideas. And guys, get out there. be Christmas to somebody else this year. So we had a new neighbor move in. We have yet to meet. And my worry is he's alone because I've only ever seen him at his house, and he's an older gentleman. So we're going to take a Christmas plate to him, introduce ourselves, and it's a great way just to be neighborly in a season when that's not always super common. So get out there, meet your neighbors, take something to a shut-in, elderly shut-in that you might know, or reach out and ask if there's any shut-ins in your neighborhood and go visit with them for 5-10 minutes or longer if you enjoy the conversation. So I'll see you guys on the next video, and I'll talk to you later.